It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
You touched on how hard it is to win a championship now with the parts and luck and the chase format and what have you. I know you weren't racing here in the 70s, but can you maybe offer some thoughts on how much harder it is now than when Cale did it?
Well, you know, when I started in 1988, it was 90% art. This whole business was, and it was 5%, 95%, or 5% science, and somewhere in between was the crew chief's luck. But you know, now you know, the guys, Bob and all the crew chiefs, have got to come to the racetrack with a really good plan. There's not enough test time to run all the things through the car that could be relevant, and the drivers have got to believe in that. I know I was talking to Rusty Wallace over the weekend. We were together at a little engagement, and he was saying, you know, how much he liked picking the spring. Well, that would be the very wrong thing today. A driver cannot pick the spring for his car. He's got to tell the crew and let the crew tell the engineer, and let the engineer talk to the computer about what the car's doing and what particular change would, what effect it would have, and then they have to believe in that and go forward with it. I know if we looked at the progress of all of our teams this year, they've not all been at the best of their haven't done the best of their ability a lot of the time, and a lot of that had to do with the fact that they didn't believe in the information that the engineers were telling them about what was going to be right and wrong. But it's a real tough thing, as particularly with Matt and with Greg and with Jeff Gordon and all the senior guys that have been used to having art be the bigger factor in determining what they would run, to really say, now I've really got to step back and let somebody else tell me what's good for me, and believe in it enough to go drive it off into turn one with great speed.
We'll go with Tom, then we'll go upstairs to the press box. Go ahead.
Tom Jensen, SpeedTV.com. For Jack. Jack, next season, obviously, you're not going to have cars on track doing testing. Does that play into your organization's strengths? Does that worry you? How do you feel that that affects a competitive balance with respect to your team specifically?
Well, my big interest is trying to let all the anxiety that goes in our broader economy and not really impact the business of entertaining folks in NASCAR stock car racing here. I'm a proponent of the racetracks reducing the ticket prices if they have to fill up the stands, so that the sponsors and everybody that supports the thing can get their value from having the maximum number of people impressed or exposed to what we do. I'm interested if the manufacturers continue to have the challenge that they've got, the automobile manufacturers, and seeing to it that not one manufacturer is forced to drop out and the teams that they're associated with are forced to not be as competitive as they were. So I am in support of not having for the broader reasons, not having the testing program, that we discussed and was almost agreed upon before this last turn in the economy. And I'm also a proponent of saying that I don't want to go test in any place. If everybody will agree, if all the teams will agree that we won't go to the skid pads, we won't go to Pikes Peak, we won't go to the other places we could go outside of NASCAR supervision, I don't want to do that either. I want to try to make the racing as affordable as it can be for the sponsors and as interesting as affordable as it can be for the fans. And the fact is, nobody that's there, nobody that's in the top 35 needs to have the number of tests that we had last year, and we can certainly go on a diet and not have them next year.
Go upstairs for a question. Go ahead, please.
Kerry, can you hear this now?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Right. It's Bob Margolis with Yahoo Sports. Carl, I think the big story here is the fuel mileage again, and Jack said that you're the guy who can take it deeper in the corner, let it roll through the middle, and not have to use as much gas. Can you talk a little bit about that? You have a hybrid underneath the hood or something that's maybe doing that, or are you just one of those guys when you drive your regular car, you have that egg between your foot and the gas pedal?
Okay, there's a couple things. First of all, it was neat that a hybrid Fusion did pace the field, and that the fuel mileage did win with a Ford won with fuel mileage. I thought that was neat. I used to have this little junk car that I drove around, and I would make a lot of trips to Charlotte, and I could make it on one stop if I was really, really good with the pedal. And So I used to drive this car for 12 hours, and you could go the first 6 and then the second 6 without stopping. And it'd be about, I don't know, 10 or 20 miles short if you drove it like you wanted. So I did a lot of those trips. But I don't know if that really makes a difference. I think it's just how I drive. And I can tell you one thing. Bob was telling me to go slower than I was going. And I just knew Matt was going to make it. So I was really nervous that Matt was going to make it and he was going to be in front of me. So I went a little faster than I should have. And when Matt ran out with, 3 or 4 to go, I thought, man, I have screwed this up big time. This is bad. So it made me really nervous, and I'm glad we made it, though. So yeah, I don't know what that's about, Bob, exactly, but glad we get good fuel mileage.
Come back downstairs. Got a question over here, I think, from Jake.
Jay Pennell, HardcoreRaceFans.com. Could you just talk a little bit about winning the last race for Office Depot?
Me? Was that for me? Sorry. Yeah, for Office Depot came on board when really they didn't have me and what I was going to do and what we were going to do with that 99 team was not, there was no guarantee that we were going to go out and run as well as we did. And they came on board. It's been great to be representative for them. They do a lot in the communities. They've given away, I believe, over 1 million backpacks while I've been on board with them to kids that need them. And they've included me in that, and I've been able to hand those backpacks to the organizations and the kids. And we went down to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Some people have been devastated by a hurricane down there. We gave a school, I don't remember exactly how much it was. I think it was $100,000 worth of stuff. And overall, it's been things like that I've been proud to be involved with Office Depot, or reasons like that I've been proud. So it's a little bittersweet to win the final race with them that we're in, but I think this is a great way to end it, and I'm excited that they're staying in the sport. I think Tony will do a good job for them, and it's neat. It'll be neat to race against that Office Depot car next year. That'll be good.
Any other questions downstairs? Got one right here. Claire.
Claire B. Lang, XM. On Monday, there'll be a lot of various team members losing members of teams. There's a lot of sadness in the garage and layoffs happening, even if it's not of your teams. Of you, Jack, they've said that in tough financial times, you're one of the best. But when you look over the garage, the question is, you think these guys will come back and the pay scale will go down and they'll come back and be paid less, that it got too expensive? What are your thoughts? What do you think we're going to see looking ahead?
Well, the real risk is race teams folding. As long as we've got 48 or 50 entries for the Cup Series for 43 spots, there's lots of jobs out there. There's in our case, we haven't had a lot of extra people. We've got a model for how we run our teams and build our cars, and it is fairly frugal. And we don't have a reduction planned for any of our programs that have got the same activity level as they did last year. But there has been some economies of the car of tomorrow. If you looked at where we were a year ago, we were running 2 different kinds of cars, and so that required a staffing increase for most of the teams that enabled or justified a reduction on that account. Most of our reduction was in the area of car building, and that's already behind us as far as Roush Fenway is concerned. At this point, we've only got 2 truck teams planned with sponsorship for 2009, and we've had an adjustment there. There may be a little more to that for some of the road crew next week. But by and large, I'm happy to say that 99 or 95% of our staff is in place and is not subject to a dislocation. But the bigger concern I've got is that we keep the racing affordable, the race teams affordable for the sponsors, and we're able to keep these other race teams in business. That's where the jeopardy is for job loss.
Any other questions?
None upstairs.
Okay. We appreciate it. The 99 had a super season. We appreciate it very, very much.
Thanks. Hey, and thank all you guys. I know it's been a long year for everybody, and I appreciate.
Talk about your beads.
All right, I'm wearing my beads too. I don't know if you guys noticed that. But I got to give them back. But thank you guys for delivering the sport to all these people out here and sticking with the schedule with us. I appreciate it, guys.
We'll see you in New York.
Fantastic.